Good morning, folks. We're going to be channeling our inner fat Phil today, even though I'm smarter than him and prettier and better at TV in all possible ways. And he might edge it out in GAC. I don't know. He likes to pretend he's in K1 and I'm in K2, but it always switches around. Give it another month. But we're here to talk about the new raid and how I plan to handle raid prep. And because we are channeling our inner fat Phil today, let's just give a shout out to our But with that said, we are going to talk about the raid and planning for Order 66. And as much as we can talk about planning for Order 66, because we really don't have that much info yet. We're going to just switch over the camera real quick. Boom, there we go. See, I also have a higher production value than that guy. Screw that guy. I'm just kidding. I love you, Fat Phil. I love you so much. Come to me. Anyway, here are some of the things that we do know pretty much definitively. We do know that the raid is expected to launch within the next 3 months. Now, that could be delayed, but that is something that has been said to us specifically by CG. We also know that the characters available in the raid that are considered new involve the new clones, who really we only have one of right now. We've got Oppo. There are 3 more. We know that there are 2 new Jedi Vanguards. We know about badass motherfucker Mace Windu. Presumably, this isn't really a known, somebody pointed out to me. I am assuming Jocasta Nu is going to be in that raid group specifically because she is designed for Mace Windu, but technically it hasn't been said to us though. And as well as these guys right here, right? Just the new Bad Batch as of right now, or from what we've been told so far. So these 5 guys right here. That leaves, if we take the older raids and we kind of extrapolate from them, that's going to leave us with about half of the raid slots, or 14 to 15 raid slots left for older characters to be put into the mix. I don't know what those characters are. I have honestly no idea. I know people are speculating. Everybody wants their clicks. I get it. I'm not going to plan based around things that I don't know. I will say that I do think I can make a case for Inquisitorius, right? They are not lore accurate. They are what I would call lore adjacent. They are from roughly the same time period. They are a direct result of Order 66. So to me, that makes sense. We can, of course, also expect, where are they? I'm a Gundy, and who is the other one? Barriss Offee. We can expect them both as Jedi Vanguards who have not appeared in Naboo, though I do think we'll probably see 3 or 4 other ones as well. And I'm willing to bet we're probably going to see some random ass Empire tunes that either haven't appeared in a raid before or just seem to make sense for Grand Moff Tarkin in the event that you don't have clones. Okay, so something like Emperor Palpatine might make sense. Maybe honestly Darth Sidious, but he was just in Naboo. Royal Guard. I don't know. That's not what this video is about. I can't plan for things that I don't know. What we can strongly infer about this raid is that based off of the timeline that Meathead posted 2 days ago, it seems likely, though not 100% possible, that we are going to see the raid launch just around July 4th. I'm not saying that exact day, but within that week. Badass motherfucker Mace Windu is presumably going to launch the week prior to that. And we saw the same thing happen with Jar Jar, where it was a Jar Jar release immediately to the raid release. That also puts us at just about a year since the last raid, which is a pretty high amount of time considering the first 2. Let's see, what else do we know? I personally believe, or something I can strongly infer, is that CG is not going to shoot themselves in the foot by making it so that any of the new raid teams suck. So even though, for example, Bad Batch doesn't really fully make sense, I think that if CG made this team suck, it would piss off enough people that it would change spending habits. These guys are new, these guys are hard to farm, they cost people a lot of money, they need to be useful. I think we can expect them to be pretty damn good in the raid, even though I do think that the clones and Grand Moff Tarkin are going to be the more important team. Now, we can also look at the Star Wars Galaxy Hero Marquee website and see that these guys, these Bad Batch characters, they're all going to have between 50 and 70 days until they are farmable, except obviously for Omega Fugitive and Batcher, who are already farmable. And you can see I've already started on them. I've been doing 10 battles a day. I call that 1x farming. I know that we did a Reddit post. Some people are confused by that. When I say 1x farming, I mean 1x refreshes. I don't mean 1x set of battles. I personally call 5 battles a day slow farming. I know that that's something that other people also use throughout the community, but just so that throughout this battle video, nobody gets too confused. Now, here's my plan. I am a casual spender, okay? I could go 6 months without spending. We see our spending calculator or calendar, it reset because of the cup bundle. I can go 6 months without dropping a dime. And then I spend $20, and then another 8 months, and then I spend $50, right? My spending averages somewhere around like $10 to $12. I'd say honestly $8 to $12 a month more realistically. I am not a big spender. I cannot hope to get these clone boys, right? There's no possible way that I'm getting these clones ready in what is presumably 3 months. Now, I'm not going to ignore them. We'll talk about what I'm doing with them in a couple of minutes. But I do have to be realistic and understand that if I heavily focus these guys, I'm going to completely destroy my crystals. I am not going to get anything out of it because I will not finish the team. I'm still going to have to wait the same amount of time, basically. And it's going to gimp me for the raid. So my focus, and I think the focus for most people in the mid to late game who are not big spenders, my focus is going to be on these Bad Batch guys right here, right? Again, as a new team, I want to get them out, and I think that I can get them either ready for the day of the raid, or I can get them for soon enough after that it's only going to affect 1, 2, maybe at maximum 3 raid cycles, right? So my goal here, based on the marquee farming dates of 72, I believe that's for Hunter, 58, which is for Wrecker, and 50, which is for Crosshair, and that's just an extrapolation from the Star Wars Galaxy Hero Marquee website. It is not factual in any way. It's just based off of patterns. I'm going to be doing Omega Fugitive and Batcher right now, 1x farming, so 10 battles a day. Once Hunter comes out, I'm going to be doing 2x farming, so that's 15 battles a day. The same thing for Wrecker. I'm going to be doing 15 battles a day, 2x farming, and then Crosshair, depending on his window, depending on if he releases at the 50-day mark or if he releases at the 58-day, whatever they do, I'm going to be doing between 15 and 20 battles per day on him. It's going to be a lot of crystals, but I need to make sure that I have this team. One thing I am concerned about is the scarcity of energy, because I do not want to go past my first 3 refreshes on any one energy. I do think that Omega Fugitive will probably be done. Let's see. We are at 67 of 85. So if we go 67, 85 minus 67 plus 100 times 3 divided by 10, she should be done in about a month. which should tie her up right around the time that Wrecker comes out, so that will most definitely help. And we've already seen a normal energy, a ship energy. We will probably see 1 or 2 more normal energies before we culminate in a Cantina energy. I've happened to notice that typically the Cantina energy character is either the first, the character that doesn't make sense to Cantina farm quickly where you don't need to do, or the last one, and that's right around the time that this raid would be coming out and all of us want our signal data and we start to feel that crunch. So I'm hoping that that scarcity of energy is not going to be a problem for me. Now, that team, I intend to take to Relic 7 as a bare minimum. They don't excite me as an R9 team. I do think they will be useful in Rise of the Empire, especially if you're a TB Omicron person like I am. But I'm going to hold off on that at first and take them to R7 and see what's up. That's going to lead me into where I'm going with the clones. You'll notice that I did buy some shards for Oppo. And basically, my thought process is, with the era battles coming up and tier 1 and tier 2 both giving shards of a clone marquee, right now just Oppo, but it has been confirmed by Meathead that the other characters will be added to the rotation throughout the event. I want to maximize my shard gain from that. So I bought a 5-pack, and I did actually get lucky. I think if I remember, I got 15, 12, 12, 7, and 7, so I did not have to buy any more packs. But my goal here was to end Oppo at 5 stars at the end of his marquee event, and that'll give me access to both tiers of the era battles when they release next week. And remember, there will be 2 of them, so I'll be doing 4 tiers during that week and being able to collect a considerable amount of more free shards before he even becomes farmable. Now, something that was pointed out to me was you don't actually need to get him to 5 stars. You just need to get him to 58 out of 65, because tier 1 of the first era battle will bring you to the 65, which will give you exactly what you need to be able to do tier 2. So if we take that and we say today is Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, 6 more days, that's 30 shards, 58 minus 30. We really only have to get him to 28 out of 65 on the first day. We're still in the first day right now as of filming this. By the time you see this, it may be second day, which means you'll have to add an extra 5 shards to that if you didn't already get him to 4 stars. So my goal here is to get him to that 5 stars and maximize my era battles. I'm probably almost definitely going to ignore CX2. I'm not going to do anything with his marquee. I'm not going to bring him past the 3 stars. I'm just going to do his marquee tiers. When he becomes farmable, I will have plenty of time to get him up, especially with 2 more clones after him and 2 Jedi Vanguard after him and another week needed for Mace Windu. I don't think I'm going to have a problem with that at all. I also did not buy the episode pass for this first episode in the era. I will almost definitely buy the episode pass, so $19.99 in episode 2, so that I can get the Scorch and Pretend Jedi free shards, and try to get those guys at least to 4-star from the beginning. And we'll see what happens again with the era battles and being able to build up as many shards for free as possible. As these characters become farmable, Oppo I'm going to do as a slow farm. With so many shards being put into the rotation, I don't think I'm going to have a problem getting him up there. CX2 I'm going to do as a 1x. Clone number 3, whichever one that is, Scorch or Pretend Jedi, I'm going to do as a 2x. And then Clone 4, again, I'm going to do as a 2 to 3x, just like I was doing with Crosshair. I am almost definitely going to basically avoid the Jedi Vanguard team. while I would love Badass Motherfucker Mace Windu, they're coming out so close to the raid that I just don't see there being any reasonable amount of time for me to procure him before his second event run. So I will not be buying the episode pass in episode 3. I will be just getting those guys to marquees, and I will probably, because nothing else at the time will be farmable, do them all at like 2x to 3x farming just to make sure that I am ready for Mace Windu when he does come around. I am planning for the clones to be my primary Relic 9 team, just because Lord Vader is solid right now. I know people hate him or whatever, but he is pretty damn solid, and this team is intended to transform him, so I would like him to be backed up by Relic 9s, which I wouldn't do if the raid wasn't a thing. The raid is a thing, so I'm expecting that to be my primary raid Relic 9 team. Some things to keep in mind, again, between the Bad Batch and the clones, I see them both as being solid teams for the raid. Between the Vanguard, all of them are going to be great. I don't think you're going to have problems choosing between the 3 of them. If you are a free-to-play or casual spender, Bad Batch is the way to go. If you are a heavy spender, I don't know why you're here. You're going to get all of them anyway, and you're going to be amazing, and your guild is going to max things on the first day. I can't do that. I'm sorry. If you're looking for one Relic 9 team and the timeline is not relevant to you, I would go with that clone team. I think they're going to kick ass. From what we've seen already, just with the one and the way that we are reworking Lord Vader's uniques to make sure that they fit in with them, I do not think it is a team that you can go wrong with. With that said, I expect we'll have actual raid news within, I'd say, like a month and a half, 45 days or so, and then we'll be able to talk about some of the older tunes that are there and what we can do with them. But for now, I am in a hoarding pattern. I am not using any more materials. I've already burned enough of them over the last 2 months because I need to put Fat Phil in his place. But right now, we're hoarding, right? And we're going to make sure that we can get those scores as high as we can, as early as we can. With all of that said, hopefully you find this helpful, and I didn't take any coffee today. There we go. Beautiful. Tastes great. Peace out.